morning. In my last class, I have explained something about the recording of business transactions. In the continuation of the chapter 3, under English system, I wanted to tell something about the application of rules of accounting like personal account and nominal accounts. With reference to one example, one problem I have taken to this one problem, simple problem I wanted to explain in brief with reference to the rules of accounting under English system. And before going to the rules, personal account, real account, nominal account, just some transactions are given, but we can identify the given transaction, whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction. First of all, to identification of given transaction is a cash transaction or credit transaction. Based on just I quoted an example. Here, identification of cash and credit transaction with reference to 16 examples given here. Purchase goods from Suresh rupees 20,000. ಸುರೇಶನ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು 20,000 ಸರಕುಗಳನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಮುಂದಲ್ಲೇ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸುರೇಶ್ 20,000 ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುದ್ರಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸುರೇಶ್ 20,000 ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಗಿವನ್, ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವನ್, but here given this transaction is known as cash transaction because specifically given, for cash is specifically given in the transaction, even though the name of the person is given. Name of the person is just to ignore it, because when the for cash is specifically given in the transaction is treated as a cash transaction, but the name of the person Suresh is just to ignore and because the for cash is given. Third transaction, purchase goods of rupees 20,000. Here in this transaction, for cash as well as the name of the person is both aspects not given, means it is a cash transaction. When the name of the person is given, for cash is given, is a cash transaction. Name of the person is given, for cash is not given, is a credit transaction. Both for cash and name of the person, both aspects not given, is treated as a cash transaction. When purchasing 3, and similarly 3 transactions in respect of sales. Sold goods to Anand rupees 10,000. This is a cash or credit transaction. This is a purely credit transaction because sold goods to Anand for cash is not given. Similarly, sold goods to Anand rupees 10,000 for cash is there. Sold goods to Anand, the person name is silent, but just to ignore the name of the person, name of the Anand is just to ignore it because it is for cash is specifically given. Similarly, sold goods rupees 10,000. Here also, in case of sales, whether it is a cash sales or credit sales, how can you identify cash and credit? The person name is given, not given. For cash is given, not given. For cash and name of the person, both two things are not given, means it is a cash sales. So on the basis of cash and credit, after identification, I will go through simple problem. With reference to problem, I explain the personal, real and nominal accounts. Then based on the given transaction, we can identify. There are 3 steps already quoted in my last class. First, identification, then identification of 2 accounts. These 2 accounts belongs to personal, real, nominal account. Then apply the rules of respect to accounts. Like that, for every transaction, you should take one by one. Now, first transaction, Santosh commenced business with rupees 20,000. Santosh, the name of the proprietor, he invested in his business 30,000 rupees, invested in the form of capital. Santosh invested in his business because as you already know that business is a separate entity. Proprietor is different, business is different. Even though Santosh invested 30,000 in business, means is Santosh's capital account, and one more is a cash account. Just to go through this transaction, identify two accounts, cash account and Santosh capital account. Cash account is a real account and Santosh capital account is a personal account. For cash, apply the rules of real account. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. For cash, while investing money, cash comes into business. Cash is a real account, cash comes into business, therefore cash account is to be debited. Similarly, Santosh capital account is a liability because business is liable to pay something to the Santosh. Business point of view, you should think from business point of view. Even though Santosh invested money, capital in his business, but from business point of view, is a liability to pay money to Santosh. Therefore, his capital account is a personal account. Therefore, personal account, apply the rule of personal, debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now, the Santosh capital account is a personal account. Santosh is the giver of cash. Giver means credited. What credit? Giver. Credit the giver. The Santosh is the giver of cash. Therefore, Santosh capital account is to be credited. Similarly, second, you should take second transaction, purchase of machinery of rupees 25,000 and paid cash. While purchasing machinery, you go through the transaction clearly, read out. ಅದು ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಎರಡಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು. ಅವೆರಡು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗಳು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅದಾವ, ರಿಯಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅದಾವ, ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅದಾವ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಗುರ್ತು ಹಚ್ಚಬೇಕು. ಆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಮೂರು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಈಗ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಷಿನರಿ and purchase machinery of 24 paid cash. In this transaction, we can identify two accounts: machinery account and cash account. Machinery account is a real account. Cash account is also a real account. For machinery and cash, apply the rule of real account. Real account rule is debit what comes in and credit what goes. And whether machinery comes into business, you may debit it. In this purchase means machinery comes into business, machinery account is to be debited. While purchasing machinery, you must pay cash. Cash account is a real and credit because cash goes out from the business. And next, purchase goods of rupees 5,000 for cash. Purchase goods of rupees 5,000 for cash. Go through the transaction and again identify two accounts. In this transaction, goods account or purchases account and cash account. While purchasing goods comes into business, goods account is a real account, goods comes into business, goods account or purchase account is to be debited. Similarly, cash account, while purchasing goods, you may pay the cash. Cash goes out of the business. Cash is a real account, cash goes out, therefore cash account is to be credited. And similarly, next transaction, purchase goods of 50,000 from a room. Here, already I quoted this transaction is purely credit transaction. And credit transaction means you should take name of the person, one account, and purchases account, another. Purchases account and Arun account. Purchases account is a real account. Apply the rule of real account for purchases. Arun account is a personal account. For Arun, apply the rule of personal account to Arun. Now purchases goods means purchases account is a real account. Debit what comes in. Goods comes into business, therefore purchases account is to be debited. Arun account is a personal account. Arun is the giver or receiver of goods. Arun is the personal account. Arun is the giver of goods. Therefore, Arun account is to be credited. Now, come to the next transaction. Sold goods of rupees 6,000 for cash. Sold goods of rupees 6,000 for cash. And now, identification of two accounts from this transaction. One account is cash account. Another account goods account or sales account. Cash account and sales account belongs to real accounts. For both cash and sales of goods, apply the rule of real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Now cash is a real account, cash comes into business, therefore cash account is to be debited. Goods account or sales account is a real account, goods goes out from the business, therefore goods or sales account is to be credited. Next transaction, sold goods to Prakash, rupees 20,000. First of all, identify whether given transaction is a cash transaction or credit transaction. If it is a credit transaction, you should take name of the person is one account, another if it is sold means sales account or goods account, then two accounts are identified from the given transaction because it is a credit transaction. For cash is not given, therefore it is a credit transaction. You can identify two accounts, one is a Prakash account, another account sales or goods account. Prakash account is a personal account, sales or goods account is a real account. For Prakash, apply the rule of personal debit the receiver. Now the Prakash is the receiver of goods, therefore Prakash account is to be debited. And sales account, goods account is a real account, apply the rule of real account. Credit what goes out, now goods goes out from the business, therefore goods or sales account is to be credited. Now with this I conclude the topic relating to the English system, traditional approach, English system. I quote one simple example, and for the next class, next topic, the modern approach, American system, that there are different accounts to be taken to consider. We will discuss next class. Next video, I will put the American system with the examples. And with this I conclude. Thank you.